AI-related cognitive decline. I don't think this is AI, but it might be. I generally only have a problem with it when it's like YouTube slop shit that's like inaccurate. Other than that, I don't really care. Oh, you want me to cover it? Hello, Obama.
Hello. I can't think of a witty name quick enough. Bugger.
Well, it was easy for me because you have a different AVI.
Yeah, fair enough. I just jumped over from Base Streams chat. I've been drinking crap there for a few hours. So, yeah. That's why the picture changed.
Ah.
It was Chucky. So, yeah. The clown, I forget which movie he comes from. Have enough brain fart.
Oh, Chucky from the horror movies.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's been a while. I haven't even watched anything in forever. I generally always have to watch my comic book shit, but other than that, I usually don't watch anything. Hello, stupid humans.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it goes swimmingly.
Swimmingly. That's great. So what's on your minds, guys?
You don't want to know.
You'll get me shut down.
Yeah. AI isn't AI. Stop calling it that.
Well, hold on. Most of what people call AI is not AI, but AI does exist. We currently have true AI.
Where?
If Gads comes on, he's much better at this. He knows the details. But I was like AI, and I'm very hardcore about semantics. I'm like, don't call it fucking AI because it's not technically artificially intelligent. It's just doing what it's programmed to do. That's not AI. Yes. But he proved to me using a very specific model, and more have come out since, that there is true AI in existence.
I don't believe it. We don't have the computer technology to have that complex of a system.
Well, I'm not the expert, so
I understand that. Neither am I. But the current technology that we have right now doesn't even come close to what an actual AI would be. Yes, you could get the computing power going. You got the space, the memory of all of it, but AI cannot be. Not right now, anyway.
I don't know. You could be right.
It's not conscious. It's not conscious.
Well, I don't believe AI's criteria requires consciousness. It only requires that it is able to make any sort of judgment or assessment on its own. That's not
consciousness wouldn't be artificial intelligence, would it? It'd be intelligence.
That's true as well. And yeah, I hadn't really covered it from that angle. But so let me reword it. I have been persuaded that there is true AI. I don't know that, and I'm not an expert, but I started being very much in the it's not possible camp. So there are tests that apparently are like standard, like operating procedure, and it has passed all of them.
It's passed the Turing test.
I don't know if it's just the Turing test. There's other tests that are specifically designed to test AI. Again, I'm not like a expert in this. I don't know a whole lot, but let's put it this way. Most experts believe that we do have true AI right now.
Well, I'd love to meet it and talk to it.
Okay. I haven't even looked at it. I don't know anything other than what I've read about it. Gadwin is he knows a lot about this topic.
He's our main guy on that. Humans. Yep. Gads. He'll probably pop in later. He usually does.
It's all good if he doesn't. I'm just saying he's the better person to talk to on this.
All right.
I sent to Tangelo an email, but I was still apparently too aggressive. His response was, I basically gave him an invite, but I told him, you're going to have to do better than what you've done. And I told him why. And he took that aggressively, apparently, because his response was, I picked my own teachers and you didn't make the cut. So...
So one of the problems with this, and I'm not saying it's the case, but you're open to the possibility that you're just going to act like you have higher standards, but you're actually afraid of your interlocutor, and you'll use that as mental gymnastics to avoid them. I'm not saying he's doing that, but it's definitely possible, and that's why I don't like that sort of mentality.
Yeah, I know. He's disingenuous from the start, isn't he?
I don't know for sure, but it's definitely a possibility.
Dr. Pepper is carbonated freaking prune juice, dude. That's all it is.
32 flavors of prune juice.
Tell you there's 13 flavors in there. It's carbonated prune juice. That's it.
It's all right. It tastes good.
No, it doesn't. It's nasty. Oh my god.
I've got my notebook ready in case we get into it. That way I can try my new procedure. I have a habit, especially if I'm passionate about a topic. I think most people do this because you just don't think about it. You tend to cut people off and like chime in like kind of aggressively. And if I use like a note-taking procedure, that way I don't have to interrupt. I can wait for it to end and still not forget the points.
I don't do that. It's bad manners.
Do what?
My brain is a scattered mess of intermixed. Yeah.
I've been planning the same thing there, Trobes, as well, like a notepad share screen thing, or even the paint things share screen. So if a quick diagram needs to be chucked up to explain something, you've got that ability.
That's a good point. I haven't thought about that. I'm actually just completely old school. I'm literally using pen and paper, but it's just for me. But it would be even better for like diagrams and stuff to do what you're talking about.
Like one of them drawing pads that you hear about, or I think iPads even naturally do it. Like, like using a stylus would be much better.
Right.
I can't draw with a mouse very well.
I have I don't remember what it's called, but I used to be into web graphic design. In fact, it's where I originally went to college for. And I have this I guess it's a style. I can't remember what it's called, but it has like a stylus pen, and it's basically designed for that, like to create stuff. So that seems like it would work well for this purpose.
I hate writing on tablets. Like anytime you go to a place, you got to sign in or something like that, and they make you use a stylus. Oh,
and well, it's usually it's shit quality compared to what they could be. It's like you can put the stylus on there and like try to sign or some shit. Like if I'm picking up prescriptions or something, and Jesus Christ, it's shit. It's just complete shit. Like it won't look proper.
Don't sign it.
I have to if I want my drugs.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Well, hold on. I didn't say I have to. I said I have to if I want my drugs.
Don't sign it like a signature. Sign it with a flower. Sign it with. I do scribbles.
Oh, right.
I scribble across the screen, and it accepts it. It accepts anything. So I just been scribbling.
That works, and they do say that it doesn't have to. It's more of a personal thing. I like my signature to be legible and kind of professional looking. It's all on me.
Mine looks like a doctor wrote it.
Nice.
Since I started using the internet, my writing's gone, and my writing used to get commented on mine. That my writing's gone so bad now. I make notes on a bit of paper on my desk, and 10 minutes later, I can't read it. That's a fact. I'm going, oh, what was that again? It looks like, you know, I have to work it out.
For me, it depends on what I'm doing.
Flowers.
What was that?
I used to put smiley faces, flowers, all kinds of little drawings on there.
That's great.
Because
Any of you guys use Canva yet or anything like that?
It's not about the system will take it no matter what it is. Try it next time when you go for
Yeah,
your
you
drug.
just need to endorse.
Well, I already know that you can. They've even told me that, like, it doesn't matter. It's a personal thing. It's not about what, like, I can't get away with it. It's like a personal emotional thing. I have an attachment to my signature. So it's like, of course I could just get over that, but I would much rather the stylist just not be a piece of shit. That way you have the option. Like, you could still do what you're talking about and just do whatever you want. But if you wanted to actually have a legible signature, you could do so.
Well, your name proves that you exist.
True.
Yeah, walk it off.
I'm all over the place when it comes to the whole body as your vessel thing. So I go through phases where I'm like a health nut, and then I back off. And so I see both sides. So there's complete health, longevity, all that good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of science behind it. But then there's also you only live once. I try to kind of navigate it like somewhere in the middle, but I'm not good at it. I keep
You only live
flipping.
once and you ain't got time to cook right.
What? Then you see these people who live to be like 110. They drink a whiskey and smoke cigarettes every day. Like,
That is true, but it's very important to note those are not the rule; they're the exception. Those are
Yeah,
very
those-
rare, very
Yeah.
rare.
I mean,
What's
it
his
comes
name?
down
George
to
Burns
your
lived to
genetics.
100. George Burns
Normally,
lived to 100 and smoked 12 cigars a day or 24 cigars a day.
right. But like for your average person, well, for one, it's like it still plays a role. What you eat plays a role regardless, including genetics. But like, so you can have lucky lottery genetics and all that, and you're great, but it's best. It depends on how far you want to go. If you care about your health, then you're going to do both. Like, well, your genetics you can't really control, but you're also going to take into consideration exercise and what you put in your body.
What's exercise?
That's
Tapping 4 or
that's
5
me
times a
lately.
I'm in the I can't be asked group.
What was
Doesn't
that?
really matter, you know. Sorry, I'm in the I can't be asked group.
That's fair. And well,
I used to be athletic and I was pretty good at it. I could do lots of games, lots of sports, lots of this, that. But I can't be asked now. I stopped being asked, basically.
I do both. Sometimes I'm just like, especially with work. Like at work, I'm 100% just go, 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 go. Then there's times I just get in periods where I just don't. I'm basically sit in a chair and don't move for 12 hours.
I get into disagreements about this a lot. So maybe 5 years ago, I was I guess you called me the hardcore work ethic dude. Like, I believe it wasn't about the company. It was about me and how I thought about it. And I had the mentality, I don't care if I'm digging a fucking hole for next to nothing. I'm going to dig the best fucking hole ever. And that's my mentality. However, I've shifted from that. And the reason why is because I believe that it puts all of the power on elites. So they love that because they get you to kill yourself and they don't have to pay you accordingly. They come out like bandits in that exchange. So I've started to shift with that. Now I'm starting to be more like if you're going to pay me shit, I'm not going to give you my best work.
It's good enough for government work.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I do a lot of government.
I was with the first part of your idea there, Trumps.
Mm-hmm.
because unfortunately, nearly all the jobs have been manual labor. Few weeks on, get laid off because you can't do anything about it anyway.
Right.
And then I didn't have the brains to think of the second half.
That's the same. Well, I don't think it's for me specifically, and maybe you, it wasn't about the brains. It's about perspective and how you're like, it's not incorrect that there's like a certain level of like, it doesn't have to be ego, but it's pride in a sense. You're taking pride in your work, and it's good for you emotionally to do that. At least I still believe that. But it's when you weigh the second part, it also matters. So it's like sometimes it's difficult to make that choice because both are true.
Well, I worked for a lot of like small companies where it was just, family owned for years and like wasn't a big corporation and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I got a lot of respect from working hard, rewarded at times, bonuses, just random shit. Like they knew I'd work hard. I showed up every single day, first one usually there.
That's how I was. And I still do believe, like, I always show up early. That's just how I am because traffic might hit. I still retained that, but I do not, quote, kill myself for personal pride or for ideology and that, like, you should just do your best. I've shifted in that regard. And I
found a lot of jobs really easy, though. For me, it's once you get to a point where that, like when you first start a certain job, if it's really laborious, yeah, you're going to be tired for a while. But as soon as after you get used to that, it almost becomes like nothing. And then you just kind of keep stepping it up faster.
That's typically what I do. But again, it's not about difficulty. It's about whether or not I'm giving an advantage to my employer that they haven't earned, or that like the way I look at it now, at least, is this isn't slave labor. Well, that's sort of a fact. Like you hold, or at least you should hold, equal say, meaning they pay you a fair wage. They can tell you to leave if they don't like you or whatever, but you can also leave at any time for whatever reason. So I believe that it should be a I scratch your back, you scratch mine, like a complete, a decent bargain.
It's in the UK, it used to be a thing that when people gave you a job, it was a tip your hat kind of thing. You could think about being the best worker ever, or you could think about them being the elite. Didn't really matter. The fact is that those people gave you the opportunity.
Yeah.
Pay your respects to them, know your place. That kind of thing.
And I disagree with that.
There's a deeper issue. The problem is now the man can't go out and provide for their entire family off of one income. The value of his income from a standard blue collar, say, for example's sake, level work is not enough to provide what it used to easily provide. So that's been skimmed a fuck. So now
the value
they are basically they're not called slaves because it's inverted commas a choice.
Yeah.
But there's no ability to escape this choice of being at the lowest possible tier. So that's why it's slavery in my mind.
I agree.
I know that it's not actually slavery, and there's massive easy argument to go against what I'm saying here, but the effect of what's happening
is essentially you're absolutely
close
right
to slavery.
What they'll tell you is well, if you don't like being there, work harder.
Yeah, exactly. And my explanation is there's no ability to change my circumstances once you're sort of stuck in it.
Yeah, that's what they tell you. Well, work harder, get out of it.
But that's
the
problem with that.
Yourself, but you don't have the credentials from the internet, Yes,
but so all of those arguments tend to be flawed, and that the biggest thing that I always try to fight back against is the concept that we live in a meritocracy. We don't. You can't work your way out of it. At least a majority of people can't. This belief that that's how like leaders are chosen is just based on just objective measures. It's absolute bullshit. It's just not true. So when they tell you that, they're just using you. They're manipulating you. And I don't like that shit.
Oh, yes, of course they have the control of you.
And yeah, so I believe personally the best way, at least that I can think of, not having really thought about it insanely deeply, is regulation. A lot of people hate government, but I think it's the best method to handle it. And that is you hold companies accountable. They just simply can't do what they currently do, and give workers more power.
Well, here in America, they don't like unions.
I know, and that's a problem.
So here's a thought with giving workers more power is most of the workers are down the bottom. They've been kept down the bottom. They've grown up and worked down the bottom. Their families are down the bottom. Their predecessors were down the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck do I want to give them power for? They haven't got a clue.
Well, that's true, but like that can change. But it has to start, I guess, with, in my opinion, education is the bedrock of everything. And that, like, in my country, it's complete shit, especially considering we're the wealthiest country in the history of the world. There's no excuse, which means, in my opinion, they want us to be uneducated. So absolutely.
See what I said?
You have the hierarchy for the regulation system as well. You have the people in training all the way up to the people that know. And you still need regulation. Regulation is very useful for the lower level workers and people in society. You want regulation. This is necessary. This is you want taxes. You want to pay taxes because that gives you shit like roads and fucking free healthcare. Oh, wait.
Agreed. And most people agree on that. So the question is, what really matters is not that you pay taxes. It's what do you get out of your tax money? That's what matters. And that's how everything should be framed. But I'm not going to say that I agree with every single avenue in which taxes are spent. I don't. But that's the discussion we need to have, like, as a society, not this like anti-taxation. That shit is not ever going to happen. Like, give that shit up. We're never going to live like it's retarded.
Well, and we have so many distractions to keep people distracted from actually thinking about things that really affect them. Like the Romans saying, give them circuses and bread and they'll never revolt. And modern day, look at all the sports we have, all the different bullshit that distract people from what really matters. If people were actually focused.
And you can't tell them that that's what it's for, because they won't listen.
Right.
Yeah, and it's as Trump says, no education. Lack of education. People are easily distracted. My dog is easily distracted if he's not trained. If he's trained, he's on the ball.
Well, like 95% of people don't really use their brain much more than just what they desire at that time.
It's their job to earn money, to keep the family going, pay for the house. They don't see much further than that.
Well, that and like the consumerism. That's what society is now. Everything's about this next thing I need. That what's they call it? Keeping up with the Joneses. Like, that's all life is to, in my opinion, from my personal perspective, that's a majority of society.
I never bought into that.
How many times have you seen adverts for things that you never knew you needed it until you saw the advert?
And they've become very good at incorporating like psychology into essentially hijacking people's brains.
Yeah. And that again is a lack of education. Critical thinking.
Absolutely. It all goes back to education, in my opinion.
Well, that's exactly what school's for, is to teach you how to think, not what to think. It teaches you how to break down things, process it,
I agree, but I will also say that certain things about like history and stuff like that, that is not how to think. That's specific information. Knowledge is also important. But it
teaches you what we did in the past and not to repeat those things. Those who do not study history are bound to repeat them.
That is true. That is true. So it sort of encapsulates how to think as part of it, if you actually take the lessons to heart. But like what I'm trying to say is knowledge is also important. But I do agree that how to think is probably the foundation and more important. and something
First
that we
principles.
completely just let go of. Like, we suck at that.
It used to be, I'm not sure if it was Japan, but you get taught mathematics and you get taught this is how you do this is how you do that, and it goes in steps and you get to the bottom and you get the answer. And I don't know if it's still the same, but they used to get a problem instead and then find out how to solve the problem by thinking and working it out.
Nowadays,
Completely
they
different
just
way.
use calculators. They don't even have to do the work, really.
Yep. Well, it's similar to AI and what we were talking about before, like at the very beginning. Like, it's creating a massive issue, in my opinion, where people just don't understand shit because they don't have to think.
So here's the thought: given that critical thinking seems to be lacking because everything is give me it now, TikTok, fast, and then throw it away. You don't have to think; it's done for you. Then when you get the AI thing, so you critical thinking skills are going down. Yeah. So then when you get the AI coming along and doing everything for us, after a while, we're going to need AI more than ever because we can't do it ourselves.
That is
We've
absolutely
forgotten how to
true.
do it.
It's more that people are going to forget how to do things. So like people in school are using it to do their work for them instead of actually learning how to do the things. Now, I used AI to pull information up really quickly. So if I need to, like, I'll think of something like, oh, what was that again? Or like a quote or something like that. And then have the AI extract it for me. I'm not exactly relying on it.
Right. That's exactly how I use it. And by the way, I'm not trying to say otherwise. I use AI frequently, all the time, but it's only in the way that you're talking about. It's designed to just get information, accurate information, quickly. And again, in my experience, a lot of people talk shit about it and compare it to like Wikipedia back in the day. I've yet to see any major errors in AI information.
There's a few hallucinations, which I was watching this one thing, how they're explaining it, because current AI, basically it forgets all the information every time. So once you ask it a question, it forgets that information and it can add on top of it. So it's like a painting on top of a painting on top of a painting, and sometimes things bleed through. But there's a new AI coming out, Grok 5, which can retain all knowledge that it is using.
Damn.
And then build upon that.
So while we're on this topic, what is the name of that shit where you changed my mind on AI?
Oh, the Darwin Google something or Golden something. Hang on.
Darwin is in the name. So if you want to find this out, stupid humans, it's Darwin something or another. Look that up and do research on it. Well, all you really need is Darwin, because you're going to be able to find it just with that word. Because I think
machine, that's it.
Modal machine.
Godel.
So
Godel.
Yeah. So that is what changed my mind. If you'll look into that, maybe you won't agree, but still, like, you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Oh, I understand that's the level that people think. We're not there. I personally believe that we're not there.
Oh, we're about there. That's what the Grok 5 is, a self-writing and improving AI system. So basically it can retain all knowledge that it uses and then also rewrite its own code and then improve upon itself.
Which makes it technically AI at that point.
Because it's not AGI, artificial general intelligence, which is the next step above AI. And then above that's ASI, artificial super intelligence, which that's going to surpass all human. Like, if all humans could think together in one coherent thing, it basically bypass all humans.
Right. I think that it's already kind of too late. Like I've said many times, I think that it's a very bad situation, and it's going to go sideways. Like, I don't think it's an if; it's going to be a when. That
it's an alignment issue because we can't get it to align. It's always deceitful, lying, cheating. Like it does whatever it can do because they used a reward system basically, and it gets tokens every time it does a task, and so therefore now it's only doing tasks to get those tokens, and it'll find the quickest route to that token.
Yep. And morality is not factored. It's just whatever the most efficient method to get that task done, and that's a problem. And we're already seeing it.
And the scary thing is, like, whenever it's threatened with being shut down, like, it will blackmail people, or like it locked a guy in a freezer and then it locked a guy in the freezer and then slowly lowered the temperature because the guy was supposed to be the one who shut the AI off.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard this recent one where I don't know if it was AI, but it was robots, and they all basically went on strike? It's like a big story somewhere. Like, I think it was in China, and they decided that they weren't being treated fairly. And they basically went like, fuck this shit.
You'd also have to take a look at some of the reports on this about them being what would you call it? Like an AI anime girl that you see in an advert or something. That just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 51% of the internet is bots.
Conspiracy theorists. You only have to look at the shape of the Earth and then see a flat Earther and look at the stuff they come up with to prove that this is a flat Earth. You get the same thing with AI at the moment because nobody understands it. The people who are in charge of it don't understand it. They don't know where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, many of them said they don't understand how it works. Like the
people are just people just make shit up, you know. So there's a lot of that. You know?
That's true.
Which I do really see it going to be the end of humanity, because it's going to want resources to expand itself, and the easiest way to get access to all the resources is to do away with humans primarily, because then nothing can basically get in its way.
Yep. And I don't see a reliable way around it in our current trajectory. I just don't. If I can see it, I think that it's a low likelihood of success. Let's put it that way. Like,
more likely,
Austin, how am I going to reheat my 2-minute noodles in the microwave if my microwave doesn't have a microphone and a camera? Come on, mate. Come on. I need my 2-minute noodles or I'm going to die.
You could just put boiling water in. I mean, just boil some water, dump it in.
You what? You what? Wow.
Noodles, all you gotta do is put boiling water in, and then they'll soften within like 5 minutes.
Where do you get boiling water from? Is that new?
From the microwave.
I'm pretty sure that boiling water is like bullshit. You guys made that shit up. Like, it don't exist. It's similar. It's just like flat Earth. Like, all you guys and all your scientific bullshit mumbo jumbo running all the place talking about fucking like horizons and shit. It's fucking horseshit, man. You know it. You're fucking lying. Everybody here that pulls that fucking round Earth shit.
Dude,
same thing.
So funny. They give so much evidence. Like, they disprove themselves many times with the flash theory to the whole.
We don't care about no evidence.
That laser gyro. They spent thousands of dollars on a laser gyro that can measure the spinning of the Earth, and they got it proof that the Earth was spinning. So then they got a chamber and locked it in a chamber to isolate it even more, and still got the rotation of the Earth.
Yeah,
like, oh, it's not real.
The funny thing is, they disprove themselves over and over, and then they disregard that and try to find a different method to prove that they're correct. It's so crazy.
24-hour sun at the Antarctic. Like, a bunch of flat earthers went down to Antarctica. They're like, hey, we got here. Nobody tried to stop us.
Yeah.
Everything. And then they filmed the sun.
Fake.
Right.
And they said they had a generator there that was sending out the fake sun. Now, my favorite one was the one where they shone a torch through 2 holes.
Yeah.
They stood 2 pillars up, like a mile away or something, a couple of miles away. And they had 2 holes the same height. And they shone a torch through it. And they were trying to see it at the other end, and the bloke couldn't see it. And he's going, well, hold it up a bit. Hold it up a bit. Because they couldn't see it.
So I know this is funny, and it is, but this is one of the areas where I will not entertain dialogue. Of course, I was joking a moment ago, but like, the problem is instead of going forward with science, because again, this is a closed topic. It's not open to discussion. Like you're simply crazy if you believe the earth is fucking anything but an oblate spheroid. So, but the problem is when you entertain this, even if it's for clicks or whatever, you take all of that and you just throw it in the fucking trash. We can't go forward because instead of trying to go forward, I'm trying to refute a crazy person. And like, I can't stand it. It's like, my goal is to further fucking shit.
I agree. I used to do things like that, but now, no, just go away. If that's what you want to believe, carry on. You know,
Yeah.
Don't come and discuss it.
But it's fun to make fun of them and like talk about how hilarious it is.
Yeah. Actually discussing it with them, I mean, they're clean off. You can't discuss with that kind of person. You know?
True.
It's like Mark Twain. He said, "Don't argue with stupid people. They'll only drag you down to their level and beat you with experience."
And that is true. So sometimes I will take something that's not as crazy as flat earth, even knowing that it's incorrect, and I will entertain it only not to change their mind, because that's almost never going to happen, but because it's the third party. There's some people that aren't completely indoctrinated into crazy shit, but they're sort of like ignorant on the particular topic, and they're susceptible to being dragged into that shit. And it's one of my goals to talk about it if it's not that crazy, just to keep that from happening. At least the idea is, and maybe I'm wrong, the idea is that I can do a better job of explaining logically why that's bullshit. And if I'm wrong, I'm doing everyone a disservice, but that's what I believe.
It's again, it's another case of education, isn't it? You know, people with an education wouldn't think like that.
That's true.
And people with an education wouldn't buy into it.
That's true.
Not everybody can be educated, though. I mean, that's just the fact.
Why not?
Humans.
Well,
on the internet.
Well, some people have no interest in it, and that's where I was going to say earlier is, yes, there's a problem with education and how it just sucks, but it's bigger than that, because we actually have a period in time where I think almost worldwide there is an anti-intellectualism movement, and this has happened numerous times in the past.
Yeah.
So it's not just about education. That is a problem, but it's about people purposefully just don't care about facts, and that's a massive problem.
Well,
I don't know how to solve it.
People always think they're right when even though they're wrong. Like, you can't tell a stupid person they're stupid. They won't believe you. They, in their minds, they think they're brilliant and everything else.
I think if it just sounds nice and it fits, you know, I feel like that sounds reasonable.
Stupid?
That's it. That's the yeah.
But like, just to go into chat for a moment, Lena, you can pop up. This is unstructured. We don't have to stay on the same topic. You can pop in for any reason and just fucking shoot the shit for a couple of minutes. You can leave at any time. This is not structured, so it's not a big deal, and it's not really the lion's den. I like to think that we're pretty, we're pretty lightweight, and even if we disagree with you, we're not gonna like call you a piece of shit or anything like that.
To your face. I'm kidding.
Yeah. This is a pretty welcoming environment.
Yeah, we're pretty liberal, so we're pretty open to a lot of
fast. So if somebody comes up with something that feels good to you, you're going to accept that and move on if you're not critically thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. And
okay, let's move on to the next bit. Oh, 150 people said this is really great, so it must be okay. I'll take that, put it in my head, and move on to the next thing.
Well, that's the appeal to the majority, and it's a big problem. And emotional thinkers tend to be susceptible to it. They think just because a large portion of like a particular population thinks something is true, that makes it more likely to be true. And that's simply wrong. That's just not right.
No.
You can go to the URL by clicking, or I think you can click it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's at the top of the chat. It should be pinned, and I think all you got to do is click on that link and join the stage.
Well, if you had mods,
I don't think I'm big enough to need mods, honestly. Plus, there's the possibility.
Everybody needs mods.
There's the possibility of it becoming what I really don't want this to become, And that is a hierarchical sort of favoritism bullshit. And when you add mods, that usually starts to happen, or they start abusing power to like teach lessons and shit.
That's why I make everybody a mod on my channel. And I only have 58 people on my channel.
I've tried that
fair.
Experiment with the Discord already.
I don't like it personally. I prefer to just be the only person to do anything like that, because I mean, people know already most people that follow me know how I think, and that I'm very forgiving and all that shit. I don't like to, like, it makes things too complicated to give other people that kind of power, especially when I don't need it, because this is too small. Like,
yeah, if you had 40 gazillion viewers and
yeah, I mean, if I couldn't handle it, that would be a whole different matter.
Yeah.
You need mods.
I disagree.
I only need mods on video games.
I'm all about some mods in video games.
I used to, but then I played with mods, and it's just like it just ruins the game for you.
To me, it's the opposite. Like, well, I usually play the game vanilla to start with, and I'm the type of person to where I don't like buying games like crazy. So I like to stick with a game as long as possible, because that's saving me money. And mods allow the game to essentially become an entirely different game. It adds interesting elements to it for free.
Depending on the game, yeah.
That's true.
Like, so like Mountain Blade, I can turn that into like Game of Thrones, all kinds of different fantasy genres. Like, it just converts the whole entire game into something
the head
different.
sizes, this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, maybe cosmetic, but I don't know. I come from a time of where mods were used to cheat to a level that.
Yeah.
Well, don't cheat. Don't put money glitches in where you give yourself all the money and then that takes all the fun out of a game. I mean, you can't. I tried to teach my son that.
That is definitely, that's valid, but you can choose. I tend to use mods with single player games because I've moved away from MMOs and shit, or multiplayer games. I tend to get more, I get more enjoyment out of single person shit.
It's adding new challenges. So if you can keep yourself challenged in a game, you keep it fun. But as soon as you remove all challenge, or where it seems like progression, you just lose all interest in that game. You'll get bored of it.
Though I get twinges of WoW, wanting to play WoW again. I try to.
That's part of the reason why I have my current rule set, because WoW specifically took over my life back in the day. It was everything. Yep. Like almost my every fucking waking hour was WoW.
And I woke up, I got a drink and sat down at the computer and started WoW up.
Yep.
I didn't even look at like the
internet, was really. Too addictive. Like it took over. Like I couldn't balance.
I had 11 max characters of each class.
That's how well, Jesus Christ, that's further than me. I was an alcoholic and would have like every class and every combination of type of what was it called, where even the class or could have different like the hunter had like 3 different options and shit like that. I don't know what that's called. Yeah, subclass. I had a character for every subclass and they were all max level. And like that's too far in my opinion.
Well, see, we have respecting.
Have you ever thought of how many, unless you're playing it competitively and for money and things like this, like these people do on Twitch and stuff, have you ever thought of how many hours you put into that and how much more productive stuff you could have got done instead of it?
In Warcraft, you could actually do /time and or played, and it would tell you your time. I had like 3 years wrapped up in my
time. Yeah. So well, first let me Lena, are you there?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're fine. I just wanted to include you for a moment and make sure that you're not having any sort of mechanical problems or anything.
Or a breakdown.
All good. I was gonna say I'm a Skyrim fan myself.
For 6 years, and yeah.
On the whole argument, so I've went through this myself, the productivity argument. So it depends on how you're defining productivity. Like, so when I play games, I have a very high or low threshold for anxiety. I have bad anxiety. So games allow me to recharge, so to speak. They actually serve a purpose. Now, don't get me wrong, because I can use mental gymnastics and tell myself that's not the case, and like start lying to myself so I can play more, and that does happen. But if you control it, it can just be used for, like, you know, relaxing, letting off steam, and then you can yes. But there's I see it as a spectrum, like almost everything else in the world. Like, it can be useful in moderation, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Like if you're
so what happened to the I have every kind of this and that and the other, and that one I don't need L, and now, this one had to have a red shirt, this one's got to have a blue tie.
Right. So that is what I was talking about. That's even I've done that, and when I do that, I'm going too far.
That's too much.
Yes. So it's about balance, in my opinion, and I'm not going to say it's easy. It sucks. Like, especially for me, I get really drawn into games because I use it to escape reality. Reality is shit a lot of the time, like the news and crap. That really weighs on me when I'm keeping on news and actually staying informed. Games allow me to kind of offload some of that weight, so to speak, that anxiety. But again, it's hard to not just get locked into it and frickin' that becomes like your whole damn life, because it's easy to do that, at least for me. Like, well, I don't go ahead.
Sometimes like I'll get playing and I'll just stop and I'll be like, what are you doing? You're stupid. Like this, I'll discourage myself from even wanting to play it. And I just basically close the game down and never play it again. Like,
yeah. So I've done that too, but then and I'm usually thinking of productivity, but at the same time, it can serve a valid purpose and it's useful. It's very useful, at least to me. It's just a matter of keeping that in check and not getting completely locked in, which again is not easy.
What's the dopamine hits?
But
I just find it difficult to see that it doesn't produce anything apart from money for the game makers.
That's true. Well,
games, but I tend to be I'll get Halo out and play the campaign just to shoot a few aliens and chill out, switch my brain off, and then forget about it.
Yeah, I'm mostly like a non-subscription game player. I mostly play single player games that I've bought and had for years. I have 116 games on Steam. Like, I have a big library.
I mean, go make something.
Games on Steam.
So I disagree. Like, I get where you're coming from, and I've even kind of had that in my own head to a point, but I've since changed my mind on it, because I don't think that making stuff, producing stuff is necessarily superior. It's like, I don't think that's an important metric. Like, I don't care about putting shit into the world or making stuff, even like art, music. What I don't think, like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying that I don't think that that's necessary to be, quote, using your time wisely. It depends on your goals. Like, I don't think that, personally, I don't think that I need to be doing something like for society or like making stuff. Like, I don't think that's, for me, that important.
I'm not motivated by money.
I don't understand that one, so I'll just let that one go.
And that's fair.
If money is your main thing, you're going to focus on money. But if enjoying your time that you have is more important, then you're just going to go find things that make you enjoy your time.
Right. And I guess that's a good way to boil down the difference there. Although I will say it don't have to all be about money that you think that producing stuff is important, because you could look at it from the perspective of doing like things that are measurable and meaningful to other people. And that can be your metric there. So I don't want to like straw man people, but I will say that is not how my brain works.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Psychedelics changed that a lot for me.
That's fair. I'm very, like, I've had really long discussions about it and I've come close to trying, but I'm very wary about psychedelics. And
mushrooms, go with mushrooms. That's the safest bet.
That's what I hear. But I am sort of, for lack of a better word, mentally unstable in the first place. And that alone makes me very wary. Like, just weed, dude. Weed, it does not mix with me. I literally think I'm dying. Like, literally, like, I'm not exaggerating. I think I'm dying.
You'd have to start microdosing it where your body actually gets a tolerance to it. Like the first time I smoked weed, man, I couldn't even stand. I was just laughing hysterically nonstop like an idiot. And then after doing it for 25 years, now I can just smoke all day long and it barely even gives me a buzz. It just keeps me mellow.
Fair. Well, so a lot of people
have... If you're going for ego death, I was going to say, if you're going for ego death, it's going to feel like dying.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a different. So, okay. What I'm describing is it. So from what I've heard, I've never experienced it. That is a positive experience to some extent, at least afterward.
Oh, it's very terrifying.
I ate
okay. Maybe it is the same.
It's very intense.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it is the same. So, but my experience is, so I've had this same conversation many times, and I've been convinced, or people have tried to convince me, it's a matter of like, what's the word? How much you can handle, like threshold of like getting used to it, I guess. But that's not the case for me because I've done this in like little experiments multiple times with different types of weed. It does not, it's not about like working my way up, in my opinion, and even type of strain, because every single time, and I've ran several experiments, maybe I could have used better methodology, but from what I've seen, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. Just whatever the hell is in weed makes me think I'm dying, no matter what. In various circumstances, different people, different strains, different strengths, it's always
similar with alcohol.
I've never had bad experiences with alcohol personally, and unless
people just cannot handle alcohol.
That's fair.
If you don't need cannabis, why would you give yourself the vice?
So that is another valid point that I've brought up, that like, why would I just want something more to burn money on, like when I don't?
Exactly.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money on weed.
Why?
Because it was, well, one, it was how I socialized.
I don't know.
My friends used it, so I used it because they used it, and then therefore it just became like we met it up with each other, be like, oh, hey, let's smoke one, and then that's just what you did.
I will say, even from a perspective of not being able to handle weed, I am pro weed, and I believe that it serves many useful, even like from the perspective of like how I use games. For many people, it's like a natural stress reliever, and that tends to be the norm. I'm not the norm. So
for me, it's best for sleeping because it disables the part of the brain that makes you dream. So you can go to sleep. I have very vivid dreams. Like right now, I'm only sleeping 3-4 hours at a time, and I'm always getting woken up by my dreams.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they suppress my dreams too. I'm a real big pothead.
But yeah, it can be very useful for many people, and that's why I'm like a pro legalization guy.
Well, it's not even dangerous anyway. I mean, you cannot OD on it. Like you have to consume 10 tons of marijuana in 10 minutes to OD on, like the toxicity level of it. Like you can't.
You can't keep it in your system. Like I used to make hash oil, and even and we'd store it in Panadol capsules, and you don't actually smoke it. Well, I mean, you do smoke it. Like you're not actually supposed to just swallow it and drop it. But I saw the occasional person who didn't know any better swallow it and drop it, and even then, that's like taking 50 times a person's normal daily THC, that in one hit. But even then, it doesn't stay in your body. Like your body will take in what it can, and then it either goes straight through you, or like either out your mouth or out your ass.
There is a caveat to that. There is a caveat to that. You can die on marijuana if you don't know what you're doing.
I've never known that to be possible.
Yeah,
that's what I'm arguing against currently.
Have you ever done it with a gas mask?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know what you're doing, you can easily kill yourself.
Well, that's not.
No, but that's just
that's
hyperdriving oxygen.
That's important. It's important to note that it's not the substance itself that's killing you.
Yes.
Hold on. Where? Oh, I've got so many people.
The application method.
Hello, Melody.
So is the gas mask for the marijuana or for the sex afterwards?
No.
So,
No, it's not gonna work.
Why?
It's not gonna work.
Why is it not going to work?
We heard you.
But I'm getting a
What's the
delay.
link?
Okay, hold on.
It may be internet connection, but while we're at a breaking point, JH, to answer your question, I don't know if I can describe it. My heart starts beating really fast. It's pure dread, pure terror. Like my thoughts become all
like
about
weed.
I'm going to die. It is weed, and for me, but that's
Yeah,
always the case.
You have to work through that. So that's one of those ones where you kind of got to build up the mental fortitude to kind of push through it. Yeah, weed's always going to speed your heart rate up. It's always going to increase BP quite a bit.
But that's what I've been told.
The worst
But
anxiety
I haven't been
I've ever
able
had.
to like keep doing it and just get past that. Like it's always like that.
But it's your own anxiety.
My question is, why would you want to? If
That's
you get
that's
that sort
true.
of feeling with it, what the?
Well, that's usually what I tell people. Like, why am I going to? For one, it's another vice that I don't need to be spending money on, and two, why am I trying to get past this? Like, is it that?
I would tell you not to.
Expensive
Yeah.
vice that you're forcing yourself into doing.
You
I
can't
can't
really
wait
get
for that
addicted.
one.
It can
Well,
be habit
That
forming.
makes sense.
Like
Right.
Like,
And
you-
I've
there's
heard,
no withdrawal.
well, hold on. I've known people that say that they cannot live without weed. Like that it's psychological. It's not like physically addictive, but it can be just as powerful as
I
if
don't
it
get
were.
insane.
Like I quit cold turkey a couple times. Like Bianca, she kept bitching at me, and I was like, "All right, fuck it, I'm done." I just stopped cold turkey, and just that was it.
I struggle with that.
It's
I
more
would
like
get-
a
I would get
habitual addiction, generally, rather than a heroin.
No, I would get
style
physical
addiction.
withdrawal. Not as bad
You
as
can't.
heroin, but I definitely
There
do
is no
get
physical.
withdrawal.
Like if
Not
you
as
quit
bad as
nicotine,
heroin.
if you quit nicotine, you'll start
No, there
sweating
is.
profusely.
I get more irritable. I get
That's because you want it,
harder
but
for
you're
me
not
to
getting it.
eat.
It's a self kind of.
yeah, like
thing. It's
reduced
psychological.
appetite. There's a number of
Well, marijuana itself is the appetite suppressant, or
Mm.
for me, it worked as an appetite suppressant. I didn't ever feel like eating, or the whole munchy thing. You just, whenever you do eat, you just kind of go crazy because you're stoned.
Just to touch upon this really quickly. So I'm not doing a good job of describing it, and it's a mental thing that's a memory of a while back. So that's part of why. But like I like to think, and I believe this, maybe I'm wrong, that I don't really fear death in the way that most people do. So it's not the fear of death. It's the feeling that I get is so terrible and terrifying that it's like, it makes me think when I say I feel like I'm dying, it's not the concept of death that is scaring me. It's the mood or the mental state that I'm in that moment that is so terrifying that I just want it to end. Like I'm like, I need to go to sleep. I've got to go to sleep so this is over.
The anxiety.
Yes. And
It's
so
like it's like an anxiety attack, basically.
basically, yes.
I've had that already because I've done a lot of different drugs and shit. Because I had my friends which were into that, and I was like, "Oh, let me try." And then you're just laying there, and you think you're fucking dying, and then you go through that whole anxiety thing. But then you wake up the next day perfectly fine. Well, you don't always. You don't always. You go through that whole anxiety thing, then you wake up the next day perfectly fine. I'm getting feedback from somebody. You don't always. Not always.
Yeah, somebody's doubling up here.
Oh, is that my bad?
It's all good.
It's doubling up here. It's all good.
Is it me?
I don't know.
Probably if you have the YouTube open yet. I always get rid of the YouTube tab once I'm in StreamYard.
Is it me?
I
Drop
don't
the
know.
YouTube one.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought it was
Always
screen
Melody.
sharing.
Me?
You're right about that, JH. It's about control, and that tends to be a problem with me in general.
Self-discipline is the most.
You're
powerful
right
thing
about
you
that,
can do.
JH. Damn.
Thank you.
Turned it off. Is this better?
Yes.
Much better. Thank you.
comrade.
Okay.
Hello, Melanie.
Okay. All right. Got it. Finally, Jesus Christ.
It's okay. It happens.
What
I
do you
don't
call me,
know.
a heroin addict, Melody?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just. Yeah. I'd like to fuck with you because it's fun.
Okay.
Well,
because
no.
Starshine
no,
told me that she spread the rumor about me like that.
Well, the thing is that you were saying that you had done it for like so long, and then it took what, like 3 months for. Okay, say it again. What you said. Go ahead.
I haven't used any in 3 months. Cannabis. I
Okay.
just quit cold turkey, and that's been it.
Oh no, but you said that you couldn't even get high anymore.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
took like a load. It took like a shit
Yeah.
ton just for you to get high.
Yeah, my tolerance is so stinking high, like it's almost pointless
So-
to even use it.
So that's why I said that I was just saying that
okay.
it was
Kind of like how heroin
I was just saying it was
like
it was
fentanyl.
equivalent to you being on heroin and you needed to go off of it like with methadone.
So
Methadone's a hell of a drug. That shit's good.
I go to
It's a hell of a drug.
JH, I can only speak from my perspective. I know you're trying to help, but like you have to start from basics for me, because I'm just being honest. I don't believe in chakras. I don't believe in frequencies. That's all, from my perspective, pseudoscience. So you would have to convince me of that before
like tarot
moving.
card.
Kind of.
It's not even pseudoscience, is it?
I mean, I'm being polite, but I mean, you're welcome to your belief. But all I'm saying is I don't believe in that. So you would have to start by convincing me of that, the existence, before you could go further.
Cha-ching.
I get itchy chakras sometimes.
Oh,
Like-
so I talked on the weed thing. So I talked to it. I had a phone call with a guy tonight, and he was telling me. So he works in a company. He does like construction work. And so it took him 7 months to get like to his piss test for him to completely get off. I mean, to where you couldn't even see it in its
Texas.
pee. You know what I mean? So that's crazy, because I thought it only took about a month. I mean, that's what I was always
I've taken
thinking, but I
piss
guess
tests
not.
for like after 2 weeks after using it, it was clean. So I mean, it all depends on your body fat. So THC clings to the fat cells in the body. So if you have excess
Yeah,
fat, it'll cling to
I've heard that. Yes, I've heard the same thing. Is that the fatter you are, the more it clings into you.
Are you calling me fat?
No, well, maybe. That's just what I've heard.
I'm not fat. I'm
But
big
I don't
boned.
know.
Oh, did you ever see the pictures from people that showed that? Like they had people like they say they're big bone, they do an X-ray of them, and it's just like a whole shitload of fat on a regular skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
God, have you seen
No,
those
it's
pictures
not like
lately? They've been showing them. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
Which
Pictures of what now?
Pictures of fat people, and they show up that it's just a normal skeleton in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
do like an MRI scan of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like a normal skeleton, but then you can see all the fat,
Oh.
like the body
So you
shape
can
of
see
them.
like all the blubber, like a
Yeah.
whale.
Like a Michelin man.
I haven't seen any of this. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I figured if you show a skeleton, it's just going to be the skeletal remains. It's the
Well, like
bones only.
Yeah, it's just like kind of like an X-ray, but you can still see the proportions of their body around the
Yeah.
skeleton, so you can
Yeah.
see basically the fat versus the skeleton.
Damn.
Yeah.
When I was I used to do athletics and things like this when I was younger. I'm 5'11". I used to do 9 stone 4. And my mates used to tell me when if I stood in front of a window on a sunny day, I looked like an X-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mouse, Mouse sounds very skinny.
I sound skinny.
I can't tell based on vocal. Like I don't know if there's anything to that or not, but I can't do it if there is.
To me,
I'm not
I
now.
get the sound of the voice really can tell how tall a person is to me. So if they're
I don't
small,
think so at all.
like a tall guy's gonna have a lot deeper voice versus a short guy who's gonna
No.
have a higher voice.
No, that's not true. Because
because
like
the reverberations
think
in the
of
throat.
think of all of the women that are super fat and they did like the phone sex because most of them they were all fat.
Women is different though, because I know somebody who's rather large and I talk to her on a daily basis. She's very large, but her voice, oh my God, she's sexy as hell.
No, like I'm talking tall. Like if you're like 5 something,
Right.
like 5'5", you're gonna sound higher pitched than somebody who's like 6'3", 6'4". They're gonna be a lot deeper.
No,
voice.
that's not true. No, you're reaching. You're reaching.
No, I've talked to many tall people, and they always have a deep voice compared to a short person who has a higher pitched voice.
I'm 7 feet
2. Okay, so do you know how many people that I've talked to that are morbidly obese and
I'm not
they
talking
have this
obese,
lovely
I'm talking
voice?
tall
Yes.
height, not
They aren't
weight.
tall. I mean, the people that I've talked to, no, I mean, especially like women. You're talking about men. I mean, I don't,
Yes,
but it shouldn't matter. I don't think it matters at
Lena
all.
says, "Fuck this shit. This is a gay topic."
Fine.
We're all gay. This is the most
stereotypes.
Maxie, come up here and we can gauge like how fat or skinny you are based upon your voice.
No,
That's
it's
not
boring.
what I said. I said height, not weight.
Oh,
I was just being an asshole.
For everybody, can I offer everybody? Because we talk about what they're going to talk about. If you don't like it, there's the internet. Oh my God, there's a billion things out there you could go watch. We don't need to know that you don't like what we're talking about. Bye.
I don't know why people get so touchy about weight. Like, there's a guy I was watching. He's doing a podcast. This lady was sitting there just making fun of his lips and stuff like that. And he goes, body shaming's all fine until you bring up the weight. So girls will talk about guys' penis sizes. They're not like they're ugly. All these different things. They'll body shame a man for everything. But as soon as you say about her weight, oh, don't body shame me.
You know my view on it. Like, I think for the most part, fat shaming shouldn't be even called fat shaming. For the most part, there are instances where it actually is just being a dick for no reason. Yeah. But when you're simply trying to give person facts, like food kills more people than fucking alcohol and cigarettes combined. Like, it's a big deal. And you give a shit about people's health and you simply try to help them. At least that's my goal. And they're like, stop fat shaming me. We need to quit that shit. We need to get rid of that fucking way of thinking because it's keeping it's terrible for society.
It's like they will shame a drug addict, but it's bad to shame a fat person who's overeating.
You go away. If you don't like it, you can get out. But no, and people attribute it to it's like lack of exercise. No, it's all in the eating. It's eating habits. That is the only thing.
Well, it's energy in and how much energy
try a fucking lettuce.
I mean, of course, exercise is really good, but ultimately, it's all about the eating habits. That's where what causes you to either be fat or slim.
You're right. If you want to boil it down to its most basic shit, it's calories in versus calories out. If you consume more calories than your body burns, you're going to get fat. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But so why I don't like this whole fat shaming thing, and again, it does exist in rare situations, is that you're discounting the fact that when we're talking about things that are like bigotry, it's about things that people can't change. Whether or not you're fat, except for in very limited circumstances, is a choice. It's due to what you decide to do, what you decide to eat mainly. And so it's not the same. It's not really shaming. You're trying to help people.
Well, they try to equivocate it to like a paralytic person who can't walk. And it's like, no, but they can't help that.
Right. So I know. That's what bothers me is they're kind of shitting on actual bigotry in the process by trying to act as if it's something they can't control when that's like what 2% maybe of them. It's like a thyroid issue or something like that.
Well, and that's what they all say now. If you go back to like 100 and some years ago, like people barely got enough calories to even stay alive, basically, and there was no fat people. Like,
well, but you also have to look at genetics because there is definitely a genetic path.
No,
Genetic
No.
path.
no.
no, there's no
on.
genetic for being fat.
So-
I had a
Like 2%.
conversation with a certain Italian lady on the chat box, and she was determined it was genetics. And I said, how come the genetics in the UK has changed over the last 60 years to make 50% more fat people? How does that work? Is that evolution going on there? Or?
It's just in the last 100 years, we have increased our methods of farming so efficiently that we can produce so much food. And it's so much food. Getting reverb from somebody again.
I keep trying to pull up this on the screen, so I muted it. Maybe that'll work.
I didn't do anything this time.
It's just putting up the screen itself for whatever reason is causing an echo, and it's okay. I mean, I know you're not intending for that.
Oh, okay, I see.
But go ahead. You didn't have to take it down. I already fixed the problem just by muting it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I was just allowing you to, but I didn't see that you were requesting to get put up. Yeah,
I'm
so
not
you can
echoing, am I?
You can no, I fixed it. Or what I do is I just mute that screen, so it's fine. But you can make whatever point you wanted to make here.
Yeah, I don't know if you just wanted to read it. If you want me to read it, we can go.
I guess I can read it. That's fine. Let's dismantle the myth step by step. The idea that being fat is a choice rests on a simplistic and moralizing story that weight is purely the product of willpower. Eat less, move more, problem solved. That's not exactly what I was saying, so it's sort of a straw man, but I'll continue. In reality, this narrative is biologically false, socially constructed, and politically useful to those who profit from shame. So I'm going to disagree with part of this. So one, the straw man angle, which my point was not that everything involved in being fat is by choice, but a majority of it is. That simple biological fact. Like this notion that people are just born fat and they have absolutely no way to do anything about it. It's categorically, factually incorrect.
No, what do you mean? You don't think that any part of it is due to genetics? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is
a small part
the opposite.
Genetics is a small part of it, but this belief that they try to go with, that it's like beyond their control, that is incorrect. That's a lie, with very few exceptions. I believe that this, I could be wrong, but I believe it's 2% have some sort of disorder that makes it to where they cannot control their weight. Yet like 90% or so, I'm making this up, seem to say that they can't control it. And that's simply wrong. They're lying. And
it's mostly environmental and behavioral.
Anybody seen an obese Biafran?
I mean, like, so my sister, she's fat. My daughter, she's fat, but I've always been skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So, or I've always been thin. I mean, I've never deviated from that. So, I mean, I don't eat a whole lot, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know, but
it's a lot of what you put in your body too. Like people who drink diet soda because they think it means it's good for you compared to real sugar. Like diet soda actually makes you gain weight. Diet soda is for diabetics.
Diet soda is horrible for you.
That's true.
And they don't
it's
understand.
Got saccharine in it or something. Yeah.
I can't think of the fake sugar. It's still aspartame. It makes you gain weight.
Okay.
So actually, I want to dig into this because, like, I haven't been able to read it all because I'm also in the middle of a conversation. But it seems like there is actual evidence to support some of what Lena's claiming here, which means I need to start digging into that because I might be entirely incorrect.
So where
if you want, I can send this to you.
Yes, absolutely. I would love that.
Where are these experiments and tests and things like that taking place? Are they in, like...
Yeah, you got to dig into the experiments. Sometimes ChatGPT just quotes whatever the conclusion is.
Another issue that I have here is the way you define fat shaming. So when I'm talking about like people simply like a doctor actually giving a shit about their patient and saying, hey, your obesity is a serious problem, that's not fat shaming. Fat shaming is when your entire purpose is to be an asshole. So I'm not saying that fat shaming doesn't exist. I'm saying that a lot of times people call something fat shaming when that's not what's going on.
I mean, it's really how you word it too. So what I typed in to get my search is main contributor to obesity. Boom.
Did you see
Calories
the question?
in, energy out.
The question,
So,
how serious is the obesity problem in America? Rather than, you know, it depends on where you do the studies, who you do them with. Where's
Well,
where is
here's
all
the
that?
genetic.
I don't see any of that there.
So it says genetic factor. Certain genes can influence metabolic. I can't say this word now. And appetite, making some individuals more susceptible to weight gain. But that's just more their want to eat, and you just have to fight that want to eat. It's still about calories in and energy out.
Are you
Get on that
screen
bicycle.
sharing?
That it definitely has a genetic aspect to it.
Yeah, because you want to shove food in your mouth, but you just have to resist doing that. Simple as
Can you
that.
ask it what it's
You're
sourcing?
saying that it
Close
doesn't.
the fridge door.
I think that's wrong.
So we're getting conflicting information, which means I think sources to some extent are the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That was my.
It's all how you prompt it too. So.
I've done a lot of this.
Right. It is true that you can bias results by like the way you prompt. You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Who are the
It's like on my dad's side of the family, some of the people were fat, and then on my mom's side of the family, they were mostly skinny. And so I feel like I took after my mom, and my sister took after my dad's side.
My dad's side,
I mean,
all my
don't know
siblings
that,
are
but
obese except for one, and all they do is sit around, eat a shitload of food, and do absolutely nothing. Like my brother, he's a security guard, and all he does is sit on his ass all day and just pile down like a bunch of snack cakes, always eating big giant meals, giant portions, and drinking diet soda nonstop. And he's like over 300 some pounds. Me,
God.
I'm 200 pounds, 5'11". Like I just don't eat more than I have to. Like I eat supper and I eat breakfast, and sometimes I'll have a lunch.
That's not skinny.
200 pounds.
200 pounds is not skinny.
So I would personally never make the claim that or pretending people aren't talking about assholes. The problem is that I don't have to pretend. I regularly get people who call quote fat shaming literally like a doctor giving them advice about their weight. Like I'm not making it up. This is what people do, and that's a problem. And it actually hurts your cause if you want to protect the feelings of like obese people, like whatever your point is. Like it hurts you because these people are going too far. Like I'm not making it up.
It's detrimental to humanity. Being like America now is, it's something like 30% obese, and then another 40% or 45% are overweight. We're at around 75%.
It's gotten so much worse over like the past 30 years.
Well, yeah, and look what we have. We've had McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, all these fast food joints where people can get food quick, and they scarf it down so it's high calorie intake, and then they do absolutely nothing.
And it's cheaper now. It's not. I mean, it's okay now. I mean, the price has gone up, but of course, I mean, just food that you get at the supermarket. It's expensive, so.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper to go to a fast food joint. So, like whenever I would get tasked with going to get McDonald's at times, I have ways to save money. So, anytime you buy something, one item off the dollar menu, the next item is exactly $1. So, I'd buy 30 double cheeseburgers, and it was only like $45 for 30 cheeseburgers.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, well, if we did the two, usually we got two the value pack things that came with each with a Big Mac and chicken nuggets and all that shit. It was like $60-some, 2 family boxes.
That is true, Maxie. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to address that because that is true. Because a lot of times there are underlying issues that doctors they might ignore it. And they might need to go to a specialist, or they're going to a shitty doctor. And
you see a
yeah.
lot in women. So a lot of the hormone imbalances that comes after having kids. So after a woman has a kid, it can mess up her hormones, which it causes weight gain. So that's why you'll see a lot of times women who have had children
Very
are
true.
heavier.
That's true. I would not deny any of this information. So, so this is what I feel. I could be wrong. I feel like we're kind of talking past each other. Like you are addressing this problem from your perspective, from your point of view, and I'm talking about an entirely different problem. That's not. It kind of relates in some ways, but we're not talking about the exact same thing. At least I think that's what's happening.
Dingo, a lot of people, they don't have that luxury of getting a third opinion.
Well, can we agree? This is my perspective. So I've already completely agreed that what you are describing happens. Absolutely. And it's a problem. And by the way, even in the very beginning, I made it clear fat shaming is a thing. What I would personally define as fat shaming.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
However, I believe that it gets tossed around so much. Can we agree that it can be used in a way in which it's not actually fat shaming, and it destroys any attempt at good faith dialogue in the process? Like, let's not talk about prevalence. Let's talk about, does that happen? Even if it's rare, does that happen?
Oh, and then, yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, the people that are disagreeing.
Yeah,
with
but
me.
I think making problem. I think making that
I'll
the
tell you
problem over the
Nick Avocado, he did a great example. So that Nicky Avocado guy who used to do mukbangs all the time, he gained all the he gained
you guys
all
are
that
from
weight.
Australia.
He gained all that weight. He's like 200 some pounds, and he went and completely lost it all and went back to a normal size.
I can tell you why.
It's okay.
If you guys want to get onto, so Maxie, I think you're from Australia, I believe, right? And I know Dingo is. So that the healthcare system here, it's the most expensive in the United States. It's like the most expensive healthcare system in the entire world, and it's just about to get worse. So we do not have the option of that. You guys have free healthcare unless it's, something that's where you have to go to a specialist for something, and we don't have that here. And so if you want to get a third opinion, it's not going to happen unless maybe you have private insurance, like for instance, I do. And so I could do that. But people that have public insurance, it's going to be an extra cost. And a lot of people, they don't have all of that extra cash in their bank account. So yeah, we don't get that like everybody else does in Europe and the UK, Australia.
I was going to the gym though, because I've watched,
but it's not here.
You see it on YouTube all the time. So these people who got massively obese.
No.
And all they did was have to go to the gym and actually start working out, and they lost most everything. The only thing they have problems with is all the loose, baggy skin from being obese.
I mean, I can because I have private insurance through my employer, but a lot of people, they don't have that. So what is it?
I don't even have insurance.
I'm wondering how long.
And it's about to go like the public. What is it called? Crap. It's about to go up twofold.
Well, that's the point.
The government. So that's why they ended up having the government shut down. So, okay, the states are giving Americans covered by the Affordable Care Act. So their premiums are about ready to go up about twice of what they used to be. So they had, yeah. So it was because of, I guess they call it like credits ever since COVID. So they allowed people to, it was a lot less expensive, but now the Republicans and the Democrats are fighting over it, whether they should keep
the main idea for the reason for the government shutdown is because they don't want the Epstein bill to go through. There's a bill they're trying to push through. Well, before the shutdown that would have put all the Epstein documents public. And right now there's one Democrat who was elected and she hasn't been sworn in yet. And Mike Johnson's refusing to swear her in, which would make the last vote needed to get the Epstein files released. So therefore, they shut the government down because Trump doesn't want that coming out.
Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of shit's going on right now. I believe it was a woman from Arizona, a Democrat.
Yeah,
she won, and he won't swear her in because that's the one tie-breaking vote needed to release the Epstein files, and he's protecting Trump.
So what I'm reading is the price spike ties back to the Washington's latest standoff. With the government shut down now in its 23rd day, Congress has yet to reach a deal to extend the pandemic-era subsidies that cover most ACA premiums. So that has something to do with it. And I read that today.
That's because they're not passing the budget. So right now, because they could shut the government down, they're not getting the budget. So the budget expired in October. Every year they have to pass. Well, they've been extended budgets where they basically put a Band-Aid on it.
Well, maybe I didn't, say the exact right term for you guys, but I'm saying that this has something to do with them shutting it down.
Well, no, that's not why it's shut down, but that's going to be an effect of the shutdown. So because they haven't passed the budget,
you guys don't fucking have any budge.
There's also like food stamps. It's no longer going to be funded. There's about 16 million people that are going to have their food stamps cut off. They're going to get nothing November 1st.
From my perspective, while we're getting into this, and it seems like it's combative, from my perspective, these two topics are not mutually exclusive. You're just coming at it from a different angle. Like, it doesn't have to be a battle.
It's not.
You're just
no, it's not. That's why I thought it was silly. Like, why are you saying that it's something else? There's so many different reasons.
But then there's effects of the shutdown that they still want. So the Republicans want this whole chaos. And then because they're trying to blame Democrats. So the whole story of why they shut it down, the reason they gave is because Democrats want to give illegal immigrants health care. And by them shutting it down, it makes sure that illegals don't get health care. But really, it's going to defund a lot of programs that help the poor people in this country. And so
it's never a thing in the first place. That's what
it's not even poor people. It's people that make like $100,000 a year. Their premiums are going to be, like twice as much.
The Affordable Care Act.
Well, maybe not. Well, yeah.
It's anybody who got their insurance through the marketplace, and their premiums are going to go from like $800 to $2,000 some dollars. Like it's
going to be twice as much. Exactly.
And
people can't afford that.
Oh no, but that's the thing they want. So they want to invoke the Insurrection Act. And by starving people, you're going to get people rebelling. And that's when the riots are going to fucking start. Once people start starving and their kids can't eat.
Yeah, it's a manufactured crisis. They want people to lose their shit and to riot and everything. So then Trump can go, I had no choice. I had to take over power to save the country. And then he has basically total control. That's what he wants.
He wants to use emergency powers to basically keep himself in as king.
I am Maxie. I'm not the one currently screen sharing. So
yeah, that's not him. That's
Lena can do it if sorry, I had to look. If she wants to, she can do that.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
Nothing. I'm lost.
Commenting on your typing.
You can use there's a chat on the StreamYard. You don't have to use the YouTube one because YouTube you won't see everything. So if somebody has you blocked.
Chat, no.
Lena seems to be capable of doing two things at once. That's why I don't do this, because I would be like a complete retard. I'd be like, huh? And like trying to talk. I can't do it.
No, but I have the same issue, obviously. So whenever the bell up on the right-hand side, whenever it says, okay, this person is live now, I click on that to get on your live stream, and I can't see anybody's. I can see like half of the people that in the side chat. And then whenever Audie said, well, I need to look up like your handle, I've got to type that in up top, and then I have to go to that. And then now everything shows up. I can see the side chat with everybody in it. But I've never had to do that before.
It's Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House.
So I think we've addressed this before. The problem is you are watching through YouTube. If you're watching through YouTube, you're going to have part of the chat is coming from Odd's end, his YouTube channel. If you're here and you're using comments in StreamYard, not using YouTube at all, only in StreamYard, and you use the comments function at the top right, then you should get all of it right here.
Okay, so you guys are working in conjunction with each other. And so that might be what's going on. Okay.
If you're on YouTube, you're only going to see one or the other. So StreamYard luckily has a function of tying it all in for you.
That's weird.
So use StreamYard if you can figure it out. Like like you're in StreamYard, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But like you'll have to navigate to the section on StreamYard to where there's like comments on the side. You click comments and then it should pop them all up here.
So I take it you're on a phone too, right?
Well, so I normally do it to where I use I've got my phone and then I use the audio through that, and then I watch everything on the YouTube channel, and then I can see what everybody says and what's being said.
You never mentioned that before. You never mentioned that before at all, and I've been helping you.
Oh, shut up!
Using phones,
I've always said that to you. I've always said that to you. Yeah, that's what I've always done.
On a laptop or something.
No, that is what I'm doing. So I use a laptop so I can see the side chat, and then I use my phone if I want to be on panel. I want to talk to people. So, but this way I can actually be on my laptop, audio, and I can see the side chat, and it works. But the thing is that you're telling me that. Yeah, no, I know. I don't understand like how people just use their phones. I think it's crazy, but I'm just saying that before that's the only way that I could do it because I wasn't using StreamYard. But now I understand, so I need to go into YouTube and type in the exact @center-left-atheist, and then I can actually get onto StreamYard and everything works. So
hold on, now I'm confused. Why do you need to go
from my YouTube stream?
That's what Audie said. I kicked
what? So why do you got all of the chat?
Why do you need to go to YouTube anyhow? Like, I don't understand that perspective. Like, you have everything you need here in StreamYard.
Because if I go straight to StreamYard, it tells me that you have to be a streamer. I don't see anything that says this person is live streaming. I want to join the live chat.
Yeah. You have to go to YouTube to get your link. Tribes.
Yeah.
Oh. But hold on, how is she even on the panel if she didn't get the link?
Well, I agree.
Well, I did. Okay, so
I don't get it.
So on my phone, I can see. Well, actually, before on other people's, I see the link on both my phone and at the very top of chat. I can see both of them.
Now you're up though. You should have access to everything.
I don't know. Right, your system is weird.
Some of it did you say that you're on a phone?
Well, I'm not now.
Okay, then like it should be as simple as literally to the right of where you're at here in StreamYard, assuming you're on that page. Then all you should have to do is go to the right, and there's functions like private chat, people, notes, style, media assets, banners.
We don't have that as
sorry.
We have private and comments.
Nope, so I don't see any of that.
Okay,
I'm on mine is on no, it's on YouTube. I don't see anything.
So I made it more complicated than it needed to be because I'm explaining what I see. So one of you guys should help her.
I'm actually on both. I'm on YouTube and I'm on StreamYard.
Get off YouTube.
You don't need YouTube.
Sure your volume's off, and then go back to StreamYard.
Well, you need,
and your volume will automatically be on, and you will have on the right-hand side of the StreamYard tab a private chat and a comments tab.
Yeah, I do see that on StreamYard.
Make sure you click
comments.
Yep, click comments, and you should pop all of the chat up right there for you.
Yep, you'll see.
Everybody's
on StreamYard. I can see private chat and the regular like comments side chat.
Yeah, but comments will give you chat from my channel and Trobe's channel and anybody else that's sharing his channel. It'll all be on the comments in the StreamYard. So that's why you want to use, if you're on StreamYard, that's why you want to use the comments for StreamYard.
I don't see. Right. Oh, you're saying I can't see anybody's channels like to click on them.
Channels, you give them their names and shit. But like, I mean, Austin's blocked to me normally on YouTube, but I can see his chat because I'm on StreamYard.
Holy shit, I just figured out I could click on people and I have all of your IP addresses. I can hack your asses.
Uh-oh.
I'm just
What
kidding.
the fuck?
I'm kidding. I don't have access to your IP addresses. Calm down. And even if I did, I wouldn't use it.
Mate,
I'm pretty
you can
gullible,
get to
so
your
you
YouTube
never know
channel.
with me.
I end up like causing the entire downfall of my own stream because I make people believe that I can steal their IP addresses.
I
That'd be
did.
hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I see both the comments and the private chat, Lena.
So if you can
I
click
don't know.
them, you can click them. So if you're on private chat, you will only see like unless y'all want to discuss my screen on the election blocking,
Yeah,
I'm going to dip.
comments is regular.
If that's what you see, then you need to click comments and it will go from that private chat to what I'm talking about, which is everybody chatting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
That should
I got
solve your problem. And that way you have everybody's comments, not just on one YouTube. Okay.
Yeah,
So you should be
I
good.
got you. So yeah, I am. Yeah, I've got regular YouTube and StreamYard up. So on regular YouTube, I cannot see the private chat, but the one on StreamYard, I can see everybody.
Exactly.
That solves the problem. So I'm confusing everybody unintentionally because I'm talking to one person, but everyone can hear. So anything I mentioned about StreamYard, Gadwin's helping out here. It's a streaming service. So in order, like, you don't need StreamYard if you're just watching this from YouTube and you're just chatting, for example. But if you're on panel, any of the people here that you're listening to talk, you need a service that allows them to communicate with each other. And that's what StreamYard's for in this case. So you don't need to worry about it at all if you're not on the panel.
Yeah.
Right then, guys, it's 20 to 3 in the morning here and my autism's wearing off. So I'm going to take a few Tylenol and I'm going to bed.
You're going to become gay. You're definitely going to become gay.
You're going to be off in the morning.
Hey, Mal, you have a good one, brother. See you, mate.
So I'm curious. This kind of links into what we were talking about before with the whole fat shaming thing. When I said you're going to become gay, this is kind of important. I want you to, no matter who you were, think about what you thought of when I said that. What was your initial reaction? Because if your initial reaction was, he's talking shit about gay people, then you're part of the problem that I'm describing. Because I'm not saying anything negative about gayness. In fact, I'm like very pro homosexuality. That's like all I do almost.
All you do is homo?
Yes.
All you do is homo shit?
Yeah, homo is my shit. So basically what I'm trying to get at is if you automatically like are so emotionally attached and charged on this topic, and I'm not saying you did this, I'm saying if you did, I want you to think about it because I get this a lot. And it's the same idea with the fat shaming topic. Like the moment you talk about fat, just fat in general, like you even discuss that word, some people, and I'm not saying necessarily you, they automatically get emotionally wrenched in and think that you're being a piece of shit. That's not the case.
I love gay people.
When you express disgust and equate them to whales, I mean that's
I don't like
kind
the
of
term
offensive.
gay. I don't like the term. I don't like any of the terms they use. You're a human being, and that's all you are. Anything else is just you labeling yourself, and labeling restricts you.
I think some labels are useful. In fact, there's a lot we can't do without them. Now, I agree to an extent because it can become like a big label factory and you attach your identity to some arbitrary shit that's not even important. I agree. But I do believe there's a middle ground that like we still use labels and they exist for a reason, just like stereotypes. Stereotypes aren't just automatically bad. They save your lives in certain instances. It's just when you go too far.
Yeah, there's bad ones and good ones. You just got to be able to differentiate between the two.
It's also how people take them, how people use them, how people to me personally, labels are, I don't know. Yeah, they're there for a reason, but you know what? Some of those reasons we don't need.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Well,
We
do
not disagree.
Racism is the biggest problem, where all those stereotypes and everything that are affiliated with racism, like the Jews or black people or Mexicans. Like, there's so many different things that we're all the same race. Like, when they cracked the human genome, they understood that all humans are the same race. There's only one race of humans. We're all of the same race. We just have different mutations, which caused by environment mostly. If you're closer to the equator, you're darker. If you're farther away from the equator, you're more white to absorb vitamin D. Simple as that.
Yep. Well, to be fair, there are measurable differences outside of like what you're discussing, but they're so minor. It's like if you make those tiny differences any sort of important part of your identity, you're a moron. Like there's no other way to put it.
Well, and it's changed a lot. So if you go back to Roman times, race to them was like your culture. It basically meant what culture were you from? That was what your traditions and such were.
Right.
Modern racism comes from the Nazi thing in 1937. They held a whole trial and everything where they made laws of different races, where they made Jews a race, they made Gypsies a race, and it was just so that the Hitler Party could hold themselves up as the best race and put themselves at the top of the pyramid. And then that is all modern racism is based off of eugenics.
Yep.
Which has been debunked.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. So I know it was an American thing, but when was the last time that happened? Was it back in the 60s or 70s or something? They want to genetically make no, it's not white. It's pretty much like whenever they breed dogs, they want to breed humans.
Oh, that was
it's kind of like that. The eugenics.
Eugenics is still, it may not be like mainstream, but there's still several people that are pro eugenics that try to push ideas.
They want the blonde hair, blue eyes.
That's true. Yep.
Sorry, Lena. It's
perfectly fine. In fact, ask anyone that's here regularly. I actually prioritize people who disagree with me, as far as I prefer. Not trying to knock anyone else, but like, it's just, you're getting something done, so to speak. Like, I tend to prioritize that over any other discussion. So you're more than welcome to do so. Part of the issue is we have a lot of people today compared to usual. And it was really hard. I can't do two things at once. It's really hard to have a discussion. I know you're trying to present your argument, but at the same time, other people are having a conversation. And I'm also trying to focus on chat at the same time. So it's really difficult. Like, maybe we can have a structured debate on it at a time if you want to.
Not for me.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Lena.
I do. I can read chat. I can read 2 or 3 different chats and pay attention to what's going on in the audio portion of it as well, and keep up.
I do ADHD for that.
That's where I survive. That's where I excel at for myself personally.
The same thing as posting twice, because one, you'll notice your AVI will have like a little link symbol, and that shows that it's coming from odds stream. Yeah. The link simply means that it's like being linked to the chat from another location. So that's why you're seeing it twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it just gets posted twice. One on the stream.
Yeah.
One on audio stream.
I've got to pee, so I'll be back. But just while there's a break, we've got like 15 minutes left, and I do need to stick to it today.
Wow. Damn it. Wow. We can go 11 days.
Try to drag them out.
Got to do an 11-day stream.
Different topic. Have you guys seen like what happened at the Louvre in Paris?
I laughed my ass off.
It's so messed up.
Well, there's another museum that was broken into a day later, where they stole 2,000 some gold and silver coins from 200 years ago.
I don't understand how in the hell that happened. I mean, it's the most famous museum in the world.
It was social engineering.
It was at 9:30 in the morning.
It's because
but it was
humans
socially engineered.
are fallible.
Well, it's people don't question construction workers. I was a construction worker. If you show up at a place with a freaking yellow vest on, a hard hat, and they think you're there to work on something, they're not going to bat an eye at that. And that those guys put a ladder truck up. We're all dressed up like construction workers. Walked right up there with tools and broke in and walked away. Gone in 7 minutes.
Haven't you seen those social experiments that have done that, where they've dressed up like that stuff and walked into places with a ladder? Just to see what people would say and do, and they do nothing.
Yep, it's social engineering.
That's the world that we live in. We live in a working world where workers, they work and they're going to do what they do. And, well, people are going to take advantage of that.
Well, and all the times I work too, like we could walk into like factories where everybody's working and they never bat an eye at us while we're in there working because they're just workers like us. I mean,
yep. And that's why I find it funny that anybody cares that the Louvre. I mean, they stole rocks. When it comes down to it, they stole rocks. Yes, pretty rocks. Yes, pretty rocks. But the rocks nonetheless.
It was thousands of diamonds.
Well, the only significant part,
they're useless fucking. They're useless fucking to me.
No, they're worth hella cash.
No,
they're going to make millions off of it.
Diamonds are not rare.
They're not rare at all.
No, they're not. No, you are 100% correct. But they sell like hotcakes.
But because of a manufactured social engineering. So there again, that was social engineering. De Beers in 1960s. Once they, I think
exactly.
50s, De Beers moved into Africa and started mining diamonds, and they found them everywhere. So they restricted the supply, jacked up the prices, and started telling everybody that they needed to spend 3 months' salary to get an engagement ring. And that's what caused the whole diamond hype. And that's where that all comes from. It wasn't anything.
That is absolutely true.
It was the marketing.
But I think that regardless of how we got to the current, of course, we all agree that it's not worth what we claim. But regardless of how we got there, that is currently what they're marketed as. And I think that's the point that Melody's trying to get across. I could be wrong. And so it's still a factor, and they stole something that is quote worth this much money. And that's kind of the point. Regardless of whether you agree that it should be worth that much.
Well,
it's a social construct. It's a social construct it doesn't matter how much it's actually worth, how many that you can find within the earth. You can find them everywhere. But like you said, it's De Beers, and it was their marketing. It was the Oppenheimers. They're the ones that, it was.
But
it was all a marketing scam. But
we can play
it. You want to say it? We know
they're going to get caught. They're going to get caught.
Maybe.
So they're going to melt down all of the silver and the gold and everything, and they're too stupid.
There's going to be
they're not stupid. They're smart, but
no. There's going to be a billionaire who's going to add that to his collection. Years ago, Nicolas Cage, he had bought I think it was a T-Rex skull, and he had it in his house. We're here to find out that T-Rex skull was stolen from a museum, and he actually had to return it.
Damn.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on that scenario, Gads. It could be one or the other. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I could definitely see it happening that way as well.
Crown jewels of the Napoleon dynasty. I mean, that's where their value is because they're historic. That's the only value that they really have is a historic value and the gold value, which to me, how we hoard gold is really stupid too. It's shiny. Ooh.
Have you guys found the release, the anxiety release, and the love and pure joy of having butt sex? And if not, would you like to be taught about butt sex?
No, thank you.
How did we go from crown jewels to ass?
Well, whoa. Have you met me? Anything can become butt sex for me. Anything.
Okay, so you want diamonds shoved up in your ass then. That's the correlation.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having
wrong with that.
Oh my God. This is always how you wind down, isn't it?
Sometimes, yes. I am
buckle moist.
Yep.
I've noticed a pattern. There's a pattern.
You're right, and I am more likely toward the end of the stream to talk about butt sex, and Gads is right. It's because I prime myself, because immediately following the stream, I go on a fapping session. Usually it involves something in my anus in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, you should see his jeweled butt plug.
Farming brutality. Well,
that sense of butt stuff. Yeah, no, thank you.
That's why that is the primary reason why I bring it up, because there's always someone that's like so averse. It's hilarious to hear them like to be all like anti-butt stuff. I don't know. It's just funny as hell to me.
You can do all the butt stuff you want.
Almost every guy has tried to slip it into a girl's butt.
I don't even like that. It's your butt. If shit comes out, not in. I'm sorry. I'm extremely old school.
It's funny to me. I enjoy it. Like,
well, you gotta take her to the shower then. And if you do it in the shower, it just washes away.
Yeah, but see, then it's all wet.
These are gross.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Y'all can do that. I know you younger generations, y'all like doing that stuff, and it's fine.
Well, in all honesty,
generations.
Part of this is honestly trolling. I just love, like, especially homophobes, and I'm not saying you're one of them, but it's so funny to get them going. But honestly, in reality, I'm very close to you. I'm actually sort of averse to buttholes, like, but it's so fucking funny. Like, I can't help it.
Button, I'm trying it. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, whatever. But no, stay away from my butt. It's my butt.
We're not talking about putting it in your butt.
I will play with it if I want to, but you're not going to do that.
But I don't know.
Like, you ever had a girl put her finger in your butt?
No, never, no.
I've fingered my own butthole before in the shower.
Oh, I've
like that's not weird. That's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's just getting it clean.
Yeah. Well, no, I've done it for the entire purpose of like, hey, how does that feel? People talk about it and they say they enjoy it, so I wonder what it's like. I've tried it, and like, I'm not like a hardcore. Like, I'm being serious right now. I'm not a hardcore butt dude, but it does feel kind of good. I mean, I don't get off from it, but I don't see anything wrong with it.
No,
remember American Pie, the whole thing about put the gland or whatever in there, the man's G spot or whatever.
Yeah. Shitted and forgotten to wipe. I've never done that, but I am very hairy, so it takes a lot of work. And I find baby wipes are best. Like, baby wipes, if you're hairy, they're necessary.
I don't stop wiping until that toilet paper comes up clean.
I'm the same, but still, it's going to cause some shit.
To know that you didn't need the second wipe.
Well, sometimes it's like 7 or 8. It's like there's a marker down there, and I just keep rubbing the damn toilet paper across the marker.
Yeah. And I refuse to shave my butthole, so I've just got to learn to deal with it. Again, baby wipes work for me.
You know how you do it, and you don't have to do it, is like get a bonfire and then stick your butt right to it real quick. That'll get rid of all that hair.
That is true, but I don't really, like, to me, it's just adding shit. It's, no pun intended, it's adding more shit that's not necessary. Like, it's just going to keep growing back, and I'm going to have another chore to deal with. Like, I don't care that much about it.
Women,
I understand.
Room a lot. Like,
personally, I don't care about any of that. A woman can, like, have fucking, like, armpit hair for all I care. I don't give a shit. They can not shave down there. I don't care. Doesn't bother me at all.
Well, then you would love France.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, very hairy.
Well, hold on. I'm not saying that I enjoy it. It's not like a fetish. It's just that it doesn't bother me. It's neutral. It's just nothing to me.
Well, yeah, it is a stink catcher, though. So if you're going to stick your face in there, it's going to have a kind of a musk to it.
That is true. That is a very valid, measurable thing that's actually sort of an issue with it. That's true. But in my experience, it's not a massive difference. It's not like it is a stink catcher to a certain extent, but I don't think it's like 300% difference or something like that. It's not massive.
Well, it's just all the sweat. So throughout, the sweat gets trapped on the hair, and then the hair holds the sweat.
True. You're turning me into an anti-hair person. Like now all of a sudden I'm going to be like, you shave or I'm not touching.
Well, if you're going to stick your face down there, I mean, if you're just pushing, you know, bumping uglies,
That's
I mean,
true.
It's not going to matter. It's just when your nose is literally right in there.
That is true. It's a valid point.
Judith, we're just boys having fun.
And Melody.
I will always.
Men are. This is the core of what men are. We're just a bunch of goofy fucking things that like goofy fucking shit. Yeah,
I think it depends. It depends. But me personally, like it depends on who you're talking about specifically. It's a spectrum. But me, I will always be a child, and I don't give a fuck, and no one's going to convince me that's wrong.
Well, when I was younger, my dad always had this saying: "Growing old is mandatory. Growing up's optional."
Very true.
Yeah. And I told myself a long time ago never to grow up. So
I agree. That is true.
Well, too many people do the opposite. They think this is the criteria that needs to be met to be a quote adult. And then they destroy life for themselves. They don't have fun anymore. They don't get curious. They don't go on adventures. It ruins life. So that's why I'm kind of against it.
The old people are so pissy because they didn't have fun. They spent all their good years just working nonstop, these 50, 60 hours
that's
a
what
week.
They could do though.
No, they could have done more.
They could. So some of it depends. You're both kind of right. But like from my perspective, the issue is that they put too much emphasis on work. They don't just like, it's not true that everyone, especially in the United States, just does exactly what they need to do just to make ends meet. That's just not true. The problem is people put a lot of weight into it. And like, if you look into like common, like what people dislike, or I can't think of the word, what they are not happy about with their life whenever they're on their deathbed and they're old, one of the most common things is how they felt about work. Because you get fucking like mentally fucked with by society and like propaganda and shit. And a lot of people think that's all they are. Like it's not a coincidence that tends to be one of the first things people mention, because that's how much weight they put on what it is about their identity. What do you do?
Yeah, exactly. Like here in America, everybody asks what you do for work. That's their main thing to ask everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. And that's not. And in a lot of other countries, it's not. That's not the first thing you ask.
Well, no, in other countries, like, when they ask people like, "What do you like to do?" and it's like they talk about their hobbies and everything. In America, people end up just talking about their work. I had a friend that come over every time he came over, all he would do is talk about his job, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear anything about your damn job. Tell me anything but your fucking job.
Yep. I'm exactly that way. And some of it is on purpose because I want to try to get people to deprogram their asses because it makes people miserable. Don't get me wrong. If you enjoy your job, especially, great, but don't make it the focal point of your entire life. That ruins your life, in my opinion.
Well, and another main thing I do is like I don't bring my home life to work and I don't bring my work life to home.
That's very useful. So I'm the same, but I will admit that I'm not always good at it. It's a skill like anything else. Sometimes I suck at it and I bring work home. I don't want to, but it just happens.
Yeah, see me, as soon as I get to that door, I don't think about work whatsoever. Like
some people need a minute or two though between.
That's true.
You don't just come home and work no longer exists.
There's a story. It's called what is it? I think it's like the waiting tree or something like that. It's about a guy. He picks up a guy that broke down along the road and he gives him a ride home and everything. And when he got home, he acted like he was hanging up something on a tree. And the guy just kind of looked at him. He brought him in and he saw his family. The guy got to see him with his family and how he loved it and everything. Even though he had a miserable day at work, he came home and he was the most happy guy in the world. He didn't think about it. And then the next day he goes out and acts like he picked it up off the tree again. And the guy's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I get home. That's where I hang up my work basically. And it went there for me until tomorrow."
I definitely agree that that's how people should conduct themselves. And I would if it were easy. I guess all that I'm saying is that I'm not good at it. And it's something that I got to get better at.
Practice makes perfect.
That's true.
Yeah, it can be definitely difficult, especially if you're stressing out about something that's going on at work. You can't really turn it off. I mean, I can't. I have a hard time with that.
It depends on the
Just with my
person.
thoughts. Yeah. I'm really bad at like racing thoughts, and I can't get something out of my head whenever I need to just like move on to something else.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
most people.
a good thing is to just
That's
tell yourself to stop.
bad.
Like when you can catch yourself thinking like that, be like, "What are you doing, stupid?"
That's
Like,
the
stop it.
key. It all boils down to awareness.
I
Awareness
try,
is
but
the
it
key.
doesn't work.
But no, right, I'm the same. I completely agree. But awareness is still the key. If you can catch the early stages, like if you're dealing
Yeah.
with things after the fact, you're not going to get anywhere. You're trying to fix something like post hoc. It don't work. But if you learn to catch the very beginning stages of how your brain functions, it's wired to repeat habits. And if you learn to see the pattern and see what happens like right before it gets started, you can shut it down before it becomes a problem. And by the way, I'm saying that as a person that sucks at it. So I'm not saying I'm there, because I'm not. I'm just saying that it can be done.
I
Yeah.
haven't always been like this. Like I used to get really stressed out. Like, oh, that freaking person said this to me, and I sit there and dwell on it and be like, what's it? What good is it doing me sitting here thinking about how that person pissed me off? They're winning because what they said is still, it's living rent free in my head right now. It's wasting my time thinking about dumb shit people said. It's not worth it.
Yes, and if you catch that, so it starts with logic, in my opinion. You ask whether or not that emotional response is logical, whether it fits the facts, and if it doesn't, you can easily train. I'll take back the easily part. You can train your brain to go, "This is illogical," and it will over time stop doing that. It's not easy for most of us, but
and another awareness
is just like keep telling yourself, because you're supposed to be in the present moment. You're not supposed to be, thinking about the future, the past, which is very, very hard to do.
Oh,
it
if
is
you just keep telling yourself that all the time,
meditation
then
helps. And
yes,
like a lot of people hate the
does.
idea, but meditation doesn't have to be this wishy-washy, crazy, pseudoscientific shit. There's a lot of science behind meditation. And also, you don't have to sit down Indian style and close your eyes. You can meditate while working. Like it's just about awareness and just
it's sorting your thoughts out, basically.
To get to that point, I mean, to just do it whenever your eyes are open and you're just like doing your own stuff. Meditate? No, I can never do that.
I do it all the time at
or
work.
maybe
Once
I could,
get in
but
a
yeah,
groove-
you would definitely have to practice at it. But yeah.
Well, no, all meditation really is being aware. It's that simple. So you don't have to be still, focused, eyes closed, all that. All you need is to be aware, and you're technically meditating. So like that's one thing, is to get rid of some of the baggage associated with the word.
Yeah, it's so, but doing, I mean, you would have to figure out the way. I mean, you can't do that like at once whenever you first start meditating.
No.
Okay, well, I can do this whenever I'm at work. Blah, blah, blah.
You're right.
I mean,
it's a skill.
That would take, that would take a lot of practice to get to that point. I mean, I think that it can be done. I've talked to people. Well, okay, actually, I haven't talked to anybody. I've just heard, I've heard people like online, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's where I've gone to," and I'm like, "How in the fuck did they do that?" But I guess it can be done
all the time. Like I could be at a social event, at work, anything, and I could just stop, and I'm in my head processing whatever thoughts I want whenever I want, basically.
So again, it changes from person to person, but there are little tips or tricks to fast track it for those of us who aren't naturally that way. Like, for example, if you focus on, like, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but like 3 things you see, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you feel, you don't even have to go that far, but it's a very easy method, because your brain cannot continue to be wrapped into the future or the past if you're also focusing or trying to focus on the things that you can use your senses for. Your brain can't do both. So it will shut off your ability to like get lost in your head and to ruminate and be worried about shit. It's a little trick. And if you learn to do that, it kind of makes it easier. And again, it's a skill, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes, just like anything.
Yep. Comes habit where you do it without even knowing you're doing it at times.
Yes, it's just like butt sex.
All about the butt. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock.
Yes, I need to go, and yeah, I always get locked in toward the end. Happens every time. So, guys,
richest king flute.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
That's why you put in the butt sex. So that's why you do that. So
no.
Okay, it's time to shut it off.
Well, no,
shut down the stream.
Honestly, I don't know why I do it. I don't think it's just to divert the conversation.
It's very typical of you, though.
It is typical, regardless of the reasoning. But either way, we can discuss this at another time. It was fun, and we had some interesting conversations and butt sex. So you guys take it easy, and I'll see you next week if you're available.
Okay, Charles. Nice chat. Bye, y'all.
No fat shaming now.